Welcome to Panthers IceDen in Coral Springs, Florida. We've got the matchup of a lifetime for you. The Florida Gators versus the Florida State Seminoles in the ACDC College Hockey South semifinals. I'm Wes Moore, alongside my partner, Aaron Blank. We're so hyped for this game to bring it to you, because it's going to be a matchup of superpower versus superpower, rival versus rival.
Yep, these two colleges have had a long history of playing each other in all types of competition, most notably in football, but here we're in hockey. Not maybe the first one you'd think of, but this is, make no mistake, this is a rivalry no matter when these two schools meet, and this should be a great game tonight.
Get ready, buckle up, stay in your seat. You're in for a treat here in Coral Springs, Florida. Sunny, beautiful weather outside, but nice, cold, and chilly inside. It's Florida hockey for you guys on the College Hockey South YouTube channel. So we got the starters for you guys in Florida State. Christian Aguilar, number 96, number 13, Ethan Katz. James McGovern, number 43, Braxton Lucero, 74, and 86, Andrew Bremer, as we pause for the playing of the national anthem. Of the national anthems will continue with the starters. The goalie for Florida State, Matthew Silliman, the veteran. And on to the Florida side, we've got number 19, Nicholas Mistro, number 16, Quinn Hitchcock, number 30, Brack Olnick in goal, number 33, Josh Schreiberg, Bob Seaman, number 61, number 79, Hugh Leary for the starters. For the Florida Gators, head coach for the Gators is Steve Kay, and for the Seminoles, Ryan Smith. I had the opportunity to talk to both head coaches, and I asked them, look, it's a rivalry game. Are y'all planning on coming out and following as your predecessors have with violence, physicality, aggression? And they said they are prepared for anything to happen on this ice. As we are preparing to get ready for the start of this game, the referee to the center ice for the face-off. Number 33 for Florida, Schreiber, going against McGovern. The face-off won by Florida State. Lucero, number 74, finds his teammate up the ice, but it's going to be played up into the Florida zone. Florida behind the net to regroup. Florida coming out. Plays it off the ice, almost picked off by Florida State. That's number 13, Ethan Katz, with the puck right now. The veteran McGovern up to the assistant captain of Florida State. Now with the puck, Katz just going to put it back into the trapezoid behind the net. Florida's going to get it right back. McGovern and Seaman behind the net going at it. Florida with it now, bringing it up the ice. There goes number 79 on a breakaway. Leary can't keep a hold of the puck, but Florida's got it right back. Florida whiffs on the shot right in front. Rebound. Silliman stands strong for the first one. Here's Schreiberg with a shot. Schreiberg shot deflected away by the goaltender Sillenberg. Zamiello fighting with Brunoli. Coming out with it is Leary, but a big hit from Florida State sends him away. Here's Florida. Renton at the top. Across the ice is Florida, the assistant captain for the team. Renton's back, and it's going to be a icing, a fast, quick start to this game.
Yeah, Florida with a good start. First good couple minutes in the offensive zone. They're trying to get it on net. FSU's defense has been strong so far. They've kept them to the outside. Let's see if Florida can get some higher quality looks here in the first few minutes.
Jimmy McQuaid goes for the face-off for Florida. Fighting is Zamiello, but coming out with it is Florida State. Taking a big hit. Zamiello's got it. Now McQuaid. McQuaid trying to find Zelmansky. Loses the puck, but Zelmansky still got it. Zelmansky with the move to flex off of a Florida State player's skate. And has it is McQuaid. McQuaid to Renton. Renton down low to Zamiello. Zamiello looking for options. Zamiello cross ice pass, keeping it offside is McQuaid. Zamiello with it down low, hits aside the Florida State player Bernoulli, but Bernoulli's got it as the Florida State Seminoles take possession up the ice. Losing the puck is a Florida State player, Zamiello with it. Florida State setting back to regroup. Florida State with it, and Juka with a big hit. Renton is behind the net in the trapezoid waiting to set up. There comes Florida out. And here comes Richards. Richards with a shot. That one just goes high and outside. Here's Collins. Passing it to his teammate Van Rise with it. Lakis has got it. Lakis with a shot. Deflects off of the Florida player Renton. Here's Van Rye. Van Rye, he's shifty with the stick. Van Rye loses the puck. No, he's going to keep it. Here's Van Rye looking for options. Does Van Rye have any? McGovern with the slapper. Here we go. Florida's got it back as that shot was deflected by the goalkeeper, Olnick. As Frank takes a big hit towards the net, but coming out with it, that's Jaworski. Jaworski gives it up to Frank. Behind the net is Florida, as Florida State just puts it right off the official. But Frank with the shot, pass to Jarowski. With it is number 22. That's Jeffrey Zhang, but he's going to lose it. Jarowski in pursuit, but he gets the puck up to Collins. Collins fighting with the Florida State player. 92, that's Ryan Weissman. As a new line comes out for Florida, Lakis has got it as they're just desperately trying to clear the zone. Norton with it now. Van Rye fighting with Tepper and Norton. As Florida State is finally able to clear the zone, but back with it to re-enter is Zelmansky. It's Weissman, Weisberg. As Florida Vertes puts it off the pads as Tepper takes a big hit from the big Nicholas Mistro. Coming out with it is Florida State making a run. That's Renton with it. Renton plays it just behind the net. Tepper's going to come out with it. It's Stein with the puck now. Katz putting it back right onto the goalie. He's just going to give it up, Olnick. As Florida State gets that one right back. That's Braxton Lucero with the quick shot. Florida's got it back. The puck is just everywhere. What a flying start. As there's a shot blocked. Another shot for Florida State. A third shot. Shots are flying. Everyone's getting a shot at this one. As Katz and Leary. Leary's coming away with it though. Leary skating it up the ice as he gives it to Seaman. Seaman tries to find his teammate, but he's going to lose it, but Florida remains in possession. McGovern fighting with number 29 on Florida, 79 Leary, as Seaman is in pursuit of Katz. Katz is putting on some nifty moves. He's going to wrap it around the boards. This Florida State number 74, Lucero's got it, and he's going to wrap it up the boards. Coming away with it is Junga for Florida ACDC. as Josh Schraberg puts it up the ice. The pass intended for Leary, but Leary's not going to be able to get away with that one, as there's a fight against the boards for it. Leary goes down as Florida State comes out with it.
Long time without a whistle here.
Yeah, we've had a lot of time of just commercial ref-free hockey. As Florida's got it, that's number 27. That's Renton. Renton tries to find Zamiello. Zamiello with pursuit. Gives it right back up to Junga. Junga finds his teammate Richards, tries to pick that one off. Zamiello hit hard. Here's a shot by McQuaid. McQuaid tries to avoid the hit, is fighting. And they go down. They're in a bit of a tussle. They're still going. Referee hasn't stopped play as Richards is up the ice. Richards drops it back for Chambray as here goes the whistle. And we're going to have our first penalty of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be McQuaid going to the box for the Florida Gators. Jimmy McQuaid, he's arguing on his way there with the referee, but he's going to go and sit for two for a high stick in that altercation in the corner with Florida State. So Florida State with an early power play opportunity, as this game has started with both teams trying to set the tone physically. Both teams have had some chances on goal. It's been a quick start. Let's see if FSU can use this power play to their advantage.
As Jimmy McQuaid to the bench. Chambray with a shot deflected. Olnick's just going to reach out and poke that one away from harm. As that puck deflects off of number 92, Ryan Weissman from the Gators. Florida State scores on one of the weirdest goals I've ever seen in my life.
Another odd goal on that net yesterday. Olivia Park had a little fluky goal in net for Florida. And once again, another fluke goal that goes against the Florida Gators on that goal on this ring and the mezzanine, as FSU takes an early 1-0 lead. They cash in on the power play.
We'll find out who they're going to give the goal to on the original shot, but it was deflected off of Ryan Weissman in the orange and blue. Coming out with is the captain, Norton, winning the face-off. Back to Weissman. Weissman's just going to play it up for his teammates, but it's outstretched. Jaworski was unable to get a hold of that one. As number 44 from Florida State gets that one. And Florida State's wheel with the puck. Tries to find his teammate across the ice. Creightonstein was unable to control it. And Russenberger's got that one right back. Myhill trying to put some moves with Russenberger. Russenberger and Myhill fighting with the Florida Gators, but Mistro's going to be the one to come out of that one. Mistro looking to reset. Gives it to his teammate. Here's a chance for Florida on the one-on-one. Norton's going to blow a tire there. Vertes, apologies, is going to blow the tire there as Aguiar is coming away fighting with number 26 on the Gators, as he's just going to keep it and hold it himself as the Gators look to reset, and a big hit laid on Vertes. Florida State looking to set the tone early as Florida waiting behind the net to regroup. Florida plays it up the ice for a quick change as Katz is there with it to reset the offense for the Seminoles. With it now is Aguiar. Aguiar tries to find his teammate Bremer, but Bremer was unable to control it as the Seminoles just get that puck right back. As Bremer just goes right outside him. Here comes Hitchcock. Hitchcock, the shot from deep. Deflected Bremer. Bremer and Seaman fighting over it, as Bremer's just going to play it right over the head of his teammate McGovern. Renton got it. Playing with Bremer. Bremer, that puck's just going to bounce right into the stick of Renton. Renton goes cross-ice feed to number 23, Junga. Junga with the shot just goes wide as Michael Katz is with the puck now.
Florida's responded well after giving up the goal. They've had some good offensive zone time, and here they come again.
And here's a shot. Seaman deflected off of Lucero. as Florida State's got one right there, but Chambray was unable to corral that one in. Renton has options with Chambray in pursuit. Junga is going to come out with it, though. Florida looking up. A great deflection mid-ice. Bernoulli, as they're going to call him for a high stick.
Faceoff's going to come all the way down into the FSU zone. They deemed that FSU played this knowingly after the high stick call. And so Florida's going to get an offensive zone here almost halfway through the first period. They've been doing good the last few minutes after giving up the goal. Here's another opportunity.
As Florida fighting with Bernoulli and Lakis with it, going to come out with it is the Gators as their pass is deflected deep. Goaltender Olnick's going to come out for it and give it off to his teammate Weissman. Weissman's just going to play it off the boards. Zamiello was unable to control that one. The Seminoles put it back into the Florida zone. Weissman's back there for it. Getting it, though, is Zamiello. Zamiello to McQuaid. Weissman unable to get a handle on that one, but he's going to get it right back and play it into the Seminole zone, but he takes a big hit by Barno. Cooper Barno laying the wood early. As back is Norton with it now. Mistro to Zamiello. And Norton's going to shove Lakis into the Florida bench. He doesn't fall in, though, as Lakis comes out with it. Lakis, the puck's off sides. Florida's got to touch it first. They do. Zamiello's going to take possession of it up to his teammate Zamiello. Zamiello puts a shot on net. Zelmansky runs into Silliman as the Seminoles come out with it. Here's number 19 on the Gators, Mistro. Mistro's going to wrap it around the boards as the Gators make a change. Here's Frank, Zamiello, and McGovern making a run against Frank. Frank comes out with it, though, bailing himself out to Hitchcock. Hitchcock's going to wrap it around the boards. Rollins in pursuit of Mistro as the Seminoles come out with that one. Picked off. Jaworski was unable to get a hold of that one. Jaworski and Van Rye going at it. Mistro's got it, though. Zhang takes a hit by Myhill. Van Rye takes a hit. Hits are flying everywhere. We know how this game's going to be as Zhang is just going to wrap it around the boards. As the Gators weren't really happy with that decision. Frank plays it back.
A response from Florida here. They kept pushing. They kept pushing, and they finally score. Just a shot through traffic. Gets by the FSU goaltender, Matthew Silman. And that is just a fantastic goal for the Florida Gators. They needed that. FSU has been taking the body on them every time they have the opportunity. So it's way easier to play against that when you're on even terms.
The Florida Gators tied this one up in scoreless since Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in for a treat. You have failed. Score time. Goal 7:57 in the first period.
Rosenthal falls to the ground trying to poke check. He's still playing while he's on the ground. Olnick passes it out to reset. Tepper gets that poke checked away. Florida State with it now. Florida State with the puck as Lakis has got it in their own zone. Lakis beats Tepper with a pass off the boards. Chambray finds his teammate as a hit by Vertes almost turns the puck over, but Florida State's got it back. Lakis trying to find his teammates. Lakis is just going to shoot it himself, and that's deflected by Junga High.
Good response by FSU. After giving up the equalizer, they get the puck down in the offensive zone. forced a couple shots. They've been holding up Florida well in the neutral zone. Florida really hasn't been able to venture into the FSU side of the rink since scoring. Good response from FSU.
As Florida's going to win that one, Norton's just going to wrap it around to the boards to his teammate Weissman. Weissman's fighting with Chambray against the boards. Coming out with it, though, is Florida and Schreiberg. Schreiberg's still with it. He's got options, but he's just going to take it himself. Richards poke checks the puck away, but coming out with it is Weissman. Weissman just gives it right to Bernoulli, but has a good defensive effort. But here we go, Florida State, the backhand goes wide. Try to play it in front to Bernoulli, a shot from distance. There's Barno as Weissman comes out with it. Weissman's played it up to Leary, but Barno's just a boom! A big hit laid. Schreiberg with the lumber as we have a stoppage of play.
Massive hit in the neutral zone. We saw a couple of those in the last game here on the Mez. And picking up right where we left off in this game, you can tell that these two teams know their schools are rivals, and they are not saying, oh, this isn't necessarily NCAA, we're not going to continue that. Yes, they are. It always is important whenever FSU and Florida meet.
Always interesting, always intense, as here's Van Rye to Collins. Collins, cross-ice pass deflected by Florida. Zamiello was there to defend the pass as Mistro's back with it. Mistro up to Zamiello, just a little bit in front, as that one's going to be called for an icing.
Play breaking up a little bit now in the latter stages of this period. That's when things normally start to go a little choppy. You devote a lot of energy to the first 5-10 minutes of the game, and then by this point, you still haven't had an intermission yet, so you start to get a little tired. The passes start to be missed. You start to see icings. You start to see offsides. We'll see how these teams can contend with that after a fast-moving first period.
One of the keys of the game, as that puck's collected by Olnick, but one of the keys of the game that Steve K was telling me about before the game and the pregame is they want to play with intensity and tire out these Florida State Seminoles. As you just mentioned, as we go back to the face-off, a quick shot by McGovern, collected by Olnick.
Rinse and repeat for FSU. They try the same play on 2 straight face-offs. Olnick makes the save both times, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Force Florida to get the fuck out of their zone.
It's Van Rye. Does not win the face-off. Hitchcock comes out with it. Zelmansky beats Wood. And coming and skating up the ice is McQuaid. McQuaid with some moves. McQuaid beats both of them. A tough angle shot, but that one's easily collected by the Florida State netminder, Matthew Silliman.
Offensive zone draw coming up here for Florida. They've been hemmed into their own zone for the last little bit by FSU. We'll see if they can take advantage of the territorial change.
As Florida wins the face-off, Renton backs up McQuaid. McQuaid tries to find Zelmansky, can't complete the pass. As Florida State comes out with it, Les Lucero, but they turn it right back over to the Gators. Renton with a shot from distance. Silliman's just going to scoop it up and give it right up to his teammate, Russell. Russell gives it to Katz. Katz wrapping it back around to the Seminoles. Seminoles starting to go up. Here's Hill, apologies. As Florida's got it right back. Zamiello fighting Frank. As that was a
little slash right there to the midsection. Looks like the referees missed it.
Yeah, referees definitely missed that one, and Russenberger's going to be feeling that one for a little while. A slap shot by the Florida Gators. Doesn't really go anywhere. It's deflected by FSU. Florida gets the puck right back. Jaworski just going to play it on net from a distance. Frank there to contest Katz. Katz is just going to skate away with it, though. Here's Katz up to his teammate. Skating with some speed is Florida State, and a quick shot is McGovern, as that one's just going to be deflected away, and Florida's still got it. Florida up with Tepper. Tepper's got options with Vertes, but Tepper's just going to wrap it around. He's going to give it to Rosenthal. Rosenthal, Tepper, as that puck just clears the FSU zone. Mistro's there as Florida makes a quick change. Mistro with a burst of speed just going to play it up into the FSU zone. Barno to his teammate, but Hitchcock gets a stick in there to try to deflect the pass. Tepper loses it to FSU. Coming up the ice is Florida Leary. Aguilar there in pursuit. Leahy can't control that pass as Florida still got it. Rosenthal takes a little hit into the bench as a big hit laid. That's a whistle and a mental mistake on Nicholas Mistro. I mean, the puck wasn't even close to him.
Yeah, pass was made up the ice. Mistro just the timing was off. You know, he saw the FSU player trying to make a play, wanted to generate some energy for his team, and he kind of got tunnel vision. He didn't realize how long the puck had been gone, and he takes the interference penalty. It's a big hit, but you can't be doing that if it's going to put you on the penalty kill.
2 minutes will last till 44 seconds left in the period. As here we go, Collins faces the Florida Gators, Schraberg, as Schraberg's going to come out with it after Florida State wins the faceoff. Schraberg trying for the handed goal. Schraberg loses the puck to the Seminoles. Chambray's with it. Chambray's got options. He's going to give it to his teammate, number 31, Jai Van Rye. Here's Chambray. Ryan Chambray just going to put it into the UF zone. Norton's there to clear it away. Deflects off the FSU skate as Chambray is back to regroup. Leading the charge is Bernoulli. Bernoulli gives it to his teammate Rollins. Rollins back to Van Rye. Van Rye to Chambray. Chambray can't control it as the Seminoles will have to regroup again. Schreiberg hits Chambray hard. Bernoulli gives it to his teammate Van Rye. Van Rye up to Collins, back to Van Rye. Van Rye's got it. Van Rye, and that one's just a bit offsides as he tried to do the clutch back, and the puck just went past the blue line.
Still a minute to go in this power play for FSU. So far, it's been a conditioning drill. Florida's done a very good job getting the puck down the ice whenever they have the opportunity to, and they've been forechecking high up the ice. It's been a good kill for Florida so far. They haven't really given FSU anything. Let's see if FSU can have a better second half of this power play.
Jaworski versus McGovern. The Seminoles are coming out with it, though. Skating up the ice is Bernoulli. Bernoulli to McGovern. Back with it is Barno. Barno to McGovern. He's got options. Back to Barno. Barno's with it. Barno has options. Plays McGovern. Great defense as Barno, a slapper from distance. Easily collected and caught by Brack Olnick, the goaltender.
That's a nice save by Olnick. There's some traffic in front of him. Just if you're FSU, you haven't really had that much going for you on this power play. You just decide to get one to the net, see what happens, and that's not a bad play by either team.
As Florida State comes away with the face-off, down in the edge circle is Florida State with some nifty moves. He's looking for option, has a lot of time. Fighting in front of the net is Lakis and a Gator. I can't tell who it is quite yet. And the officials are going to blow a penalty on this one.
Yeah, there was a bit of a battle going on in front of the net. A referee deemed that it was too much on the part of Lakis for FSU. And he's going to go to the penalty box. Went to the wrong one for a second. I get it. You're playing on a different rink every day. Sometimes things can get a little confusing, but now he's in the right penalty box. And we'll play 4-on-4 for 16 seconds, and then Florida will have an abbreviated power play, a chance for them to take the lead. But some 4-on-4, some open ice for a little bit.
And Charlie Lakis going into the penalty box for the cross-check. 1 minute left to go of the first period here in Coral Springs, Florida. The Florida Gators versus the Florida State Seminoles. Renton has got it now. Renton puts some moves on Wesselhoff as taking the big hit is Nico Renton. As with it now is Quinn Hitchcock, resets with Renton. The clock is counting down as Zamiello is just waiting for somebody to open up. Zamiello's still got it. Zamiello's got time. Zamiello finds Renton. Renton back to Schraberg. Schraberg is not able to connect on that puck as FSU clears the zone. 10 seconds left in the period. Renton sitting behind the net. Will we have one more chance? No. That's just going to about do it for the first period here in Coral Springs, Florida. Aaron, any last thoughts about that period?
Yeah, big chance missed there by Florida. That was Schreiberg. He had a wide open net to shoot at. Puck was bobbling a little bit. Tried to go down to the one-timer on one knee. Completely whiffed on it. You know he'll want that back. But going into the second period, Florida still got a minute of power play time. We'll see if they can make any use of it.
A great game between two bitter rivals. When we return, Florida will be on the power play for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, stick with us on College Hockey South YouTube. Welcome back to the Florida State Seminoles versus the Florida Gators in warm Coral Springs, Florida, live on the College Hockey South YouTube. I'm Wes Moore alongside my partner Aaron Blank. Aaron, we were treated with a wonderful first period. What did you make of it?
Both teams came out of the gate strong. They both obviously had a game plan to take the body wherever they could, no matter what. You know, don't back down from any physical contact. You know, you wouldn't do that against anybody, but especially not your rival. Each team got a goal in that first period. Both of them a little bit strange. FSU's in particular was a scramble in front of the net. Florida's was a long shot through some traffic. Although Florida still got a little bit of a power play to work with going into this period. So we'll see what they can do, what they can make of that.
Now we're getting set to go again. The Florida Gators and the Florida State Seminoles, a classic rivalry brought to the ice. The #1 Florida Gators playing the #6 seed Florida State Seminoles as the Gators win the faceoff. Coming out with it is Bob Seaman. Bob Seaman looking for options, just keeping it himself. Bob Seaman wraps it around the boards. Junga's got it now at the top, the point. Lucaro's gonna win that one. Van Rye tries to flip it above the Florida Gator defender, unable to do so. 3 Gators all fighting with Van Rye. Juga passes it to Frank. And there's Seaman behind, but Frank's coming out with it. Junga passes it to his teammate. A shot on net for Jaworski, and Jaworski is unable to get that one on frame. Jaworski, the Florida Gators, Leahy gets the puck stolen away by Van Rye. Here's Van Rye with a run. Van Rye, a shot, patted away by the netminder, Olnick. As the Florida Gators are looking to regroup. Frank, that passed right in front of him as Ryan Chambray was there, and that's going to be an icing call.
Yeah, bit of a fast start to this period. Puck going back and forth through the neutral zone. Florida ices it. They manage, or FSU manages to kill the penalty off, so no further damage from that play in front of the net by Lacus. Now can FSU capitalize here? They've got an offensive zone face-off. Those things, zone entries are going to be hard to come by in this game based on the physicality, so when you do have an opportunity to start a play in the offensive zone, you have to take advantage.
As we're back to the face-off, McQuaid and McGovern. As Wesselhoff takes a shot. That one took a weird rebound. In there was Florida State, but unable to capitalize on that redirection. Wesselhoff is back there. Zamiello and McQuaid are in pursuit. Junga deflects it, and the Florida State Gators are back for icing. Zach Zamiello was the one that got to that one, as the puck is reset in the FSU zone. You're watching the ACDC semifinals. Wesselhoff wins the faceoff. Aguiar gives it to his teammate, but Florida still got it. McQuaid with room. McQuaid with the shot, just goes wide. Zamiello, another shot high. High pad save by the goaltender for the Seminoles, Silliman, as the puck is squirting everywhere. Coming out with it, though, is Mistro. Mistro's with it. The Gators put that one on frame. Patted away by Silliman. A shot from distance from number 67 on the Gators, Zelmansky, as this puck is all Florida. Zamiello with a quick shot, rebound. Zelmansky unable to capitalize. Hitchcock on with Aguiar. Zamiello hits Aguiar off balance. Aguiar keeps it, though. Hitchcock steals it away. Hitchcock with Zamiello. Zamiello back to Hitchcock. Hitchcock with it. Plays it in front, deflected by Wesselhoff. Gators fighting with Seminoles. Richards with it now. Richards keeps it. Richards still got it. Richards fended off by the Florida State defenseman McQuaid. Behind the net are the Gators. That's going to be Norton. As Lakis takes the hit, Zamiello almost puts him in his own bench. Wesselhoff, Lakis just going to put it into the Florida Gators zone for a change. Hitchcock with it now. Hitchcock has the puck, just going to play it up for Vertes. Lakis deflects it, and Vertes was unable to get it. Norton now with the puck. Rosenthal from the pass from Morton. Here's Rosenthal. Hitchcock as the pass to Chambray. Chambray's free. A shot by Ryan Chambray. Redirect, no! Another shot goes wide. Florida State cannot capitalize. Wood. Florida Gators just got out of that somehow, some way by pure miracle. Vertes to Stepper. Rosenthal, a shot by backhand. Here we go. Florida State just gonna flick that one out of play. Are we gonna have a delay of game here or no?
No delay of game penalty, but what a chance for Florida State down at the other end. I believe that was Morton for the Gators getting in front of that second opportunity to keep it from going in because Olnick was down and out. FSU clearing it right over the glass, so I don't think they're allowed to change, but no penalty.
This game just picked up to a whole new level as Schraberg's in there with the Florida State Seminoles for the faceoff. Chambray is going to win it. Wood with the puck. Wood loses it to Schraberg. Chambray has no idea where that puck is. Schraberg to Richards. Richards up to Bernoulli. Bernoulli had no idea where that puck was to Schraberg. Chambray's got it now. Schraberg with an opportunity. Schraberg, the cross ice feed. Seaman unable to get that one. Junga with the long shot deflected, and that one's collected by Silliman.
Great little play there from Florida. The slap pass down low and then to the back door. Just couldn't find the last connection. Like someone taking a flight halfway around the world but missing that final connection.
As Schraberg's in there against Van Rye for the faceoff. Florida State wins it. Here's Licaro. Licaro wraps it around the boards. Norton had it though. As here's a Florida State chance. McGovern one-on-one. McGovern, a shot just goes high, wrapping around the boards. Bob Seaman couldn't get a hold of that one as Florida State's got it right back. Junga's back. Junga. He's just going to keep it himself. Collins in pursuit. Back to Junga. Junga's got it now. Junga plays it up, almost deflected by Van Rye, as that one's going to be offsides.
Hand pass actually as the leaps there from Florida State to try and keep that puck in the zone. Unfortunately, a teammate touched that first, but kind of a cool play there.
Van Rye going in against Schraberg as the Gators see that puck go into their zone. The Gators got it. Leary has it now. Leary puts it off a Seminole up. Here's Schraberg. Schraberg slowing down, change of pace. Schraberg tries to go 5-hole, unable to complete. Seaman's got it. Norton keeps it onside. A shot from distance. Katz got it now. Schraberg, reverse hit. Here's Seaman. Leary's got it as the Seminoles take that one away. Here comes Collins. Collins with a chance, defended by 3 different Gators. Larry's got it. Van Rye, fake shot, brings it onside himself as that one's wrapped around the boards. Nicholas Mistro's got it now. Mistro off to his teammates. Hitchcock, pass deflected by Russell as that puck goes right back into the Gators zone. Florida State can't touch it. They were offsides. Frank's got it now, puts it back into neutral ice. Seminoles looking to make an attack here. There's a shot from distance, just going to be deflected high and out of play by the goaltender Olnick.
More back and forth play between these two teams. some opportunities here for each team to break through, but they can't find that final pass. It's been hard to come by. These teams have been very good at setting up the chances, but not finishing them. See who can change that.
A plethora of chances for both sides. As here's a shot from distance from the Seminoles. Wesselhoff's there, another shot, and that one's just collected and caught by the netminder for the Gators, Brack Olnick. As the face-off's won, a shot by Krakenstein, one of the above pronunciations, as we're going back to the face-off. Russell going up against McQuaid. McQuaid's going to win the face-off. Wrapped around the boards by the Gators is Weissman. Weissman gives it to Zelmansky as the Seminoles got it right back, deflected off of a Florida Gator. Zamiello's got it now. Zamiello up the ice with some speed to McQuaid. McQuaid's hit hard. That's going to be a penalty. Wesselhoff called as the Florida Gators go on the power play.
Yeah, a little bit of a low bridge there from Wesselhoff as the Gators were trying to enter the zone. It'll be 2 for roughing is the official call here on Wesselhoff. Just going into the Florida player a little too hard as they're picking up steam over the blue line. That's his right to defend, but just got to be a little more careful about the way you do it.
I think he hit him just a little bit high. I mean, McQuaid was kind of falling down a little bit there and just got unlucky for Wesselhoff as we're back to the face-off at the start of the Florida Gators face-off. Schraberg facing off against the Seminole. I can't tell who it is quite yet. Renton on top at the point. Renton gives it to Zamiello. Zamiello's got room across his Hitchcock. Hitchcock's pass and shot is collected by Silliman. A little bit of extracurriculars. These teams do not like each other.
No, they don't. It seems like after every play, there's a stick check here, a slash there. That was a good chance for Hitchcock as he had a chance to shoot at the net. And he had to take it.
McQuaid's fighting. The Seminoles going up. That's Bernoulli gets brought down. That's a penalty, tripping on the Florida Gators. When you have a power play, that's a mistake. As Renton knows it's him, he's just going to bring himself right to the penalty box. That was a clear and obvious call. Bernoulli really had a chance to score that one.
I really love that play from Cole Bernoulli. You're on the penalty kill. You get the puck to the neutral ice. Don't just watch it go down the ice, especially if there's a player on the other team going for it. Chase after it. Make him make a play on you, and then you took a penalty. Now, that's the best way to kill a penalty is by drawing a penalty for the other team.
As that puck just sails right out of play, only 1 second, 3 seconds, apologies, from the penalty. 1:57 left on Morton for the Florida Gators. So we're going right back to the face-off. Schraberg's there to go against Bernoulli. Puck is dropped, and the Gators come out with it. 4-on-4 play as Ryan Chambray's got it. Ryan Chambray flicks it around to his teammate Collins. Collins looking for options. Renton for the penalty, sorry, not Morton, as Chambray's got it. Chambray to Bernoulli. Bernoulli with the shot. That one just goes wide. Florida State's got it now. Chambray to Collins. Collins looking for options. Collins back to Chambray. Chambray wrapping around the boards. Here's the Florida Gators. Schraberg with it now. Schraberg just trying to bring it out of the Florida Gators zone. Ryan Chambray is relentless as Collins is getting away with that one. Fighting against the boards, the Seminoles, and Lucero comes out with it. Lucero plays it across, and there's a bit of a hold there. No penalty called, though, as Collins got it now. Collins to Lucero. Collins goes top shelf. Collins does it himself for the Florida State Seminoles. They lead 2-0.
Florida won't like this. They thought that should have been a penalty, but that is an amazing goal there from Luke Collins for Florida State. Took it around himself, moved in, and just roofed it shelf off the backhand. That is a goal that you like to score if you're a shooter. And we hear the FSU war chant blaring now as FSU takes a 2-1 lead.
That was beautiful by Collins, Luke Collins. 11 points on the year before coming into College Hockey South playoffs as the Gators got it now. Zamiello on the other side can't control the puck. Zamiello off the boards. Weissman's got it now. McQuaid's there to pick it up and wrap it around the boards. On the other side, that's the Seminoles with it now. Barno with the puck. Barno gives it off to his teammate McGovern. McGovern back to Barno. Barno's got it now. Back to McGovern. No, that's not McGovern with the puck. It's taken away by his teammate with a burst of speed, Van Rye. Here's Van Rye, slips and goes down. Zamiello takes a big hit from Wesselhoft as McQuaid trying to put a move on McGovern as his pass to Zamiello goes past the Gators defenseman. Up the boards is Renton as that one takes a weird bounce and Renton was unable to control it. Wesselhoff's got it now. Wesselhoff back to McGovern. McGovern's got it now. Zhang on him. Takes the big hit from Zamiello. Zhang loses the puck to Barno. Barno's still got it. Zhang just going to play it as Myhill just destroyed Renton in mid-ice and no whistle is called.
Referees missed that down here in the neutral ice. There was a big hit, no call.
Wesselhoff plays it, but it's deflected. Referee just going to go on his hands and knees, and play is stopped because Mistro loses his helmet after taking the hit.
Florida bench reminding each other to keep their heads. Things have not gone their way in the last couple minutes. They gave up a goal. Thought there should have been a penalty on that play. Thought there should have been a penalty here as Nico Renton was taken out away from the puck. Good message here if you're the Florida Gators. You don't want to take another unnecessary penalty already down a goal.
As the Florida Gator player Mistro gets set and ready to go again. That's Hitchcock facing off against Myhill. Max Myhill and Hitchcock. Mistro's going to come away with it though. Mistro's got it. The cross ice pass to Zhang. Here's Zhang with some room. Zhang puts it in front. Nobody was home for the Gators as Mistro takes a big hit. Jaworski still has the puck. Jaworski trying to find his teammate. That's in front for Hitchcock. A shot blocked away by the goaltender. Florida State with some speed now on the counterattack. There's a shot from Sam Russell as Olnick makes the save under pressure.
Couple good chances for the Florida Gators at the other end. Matthew Silliman was scrambling in his net as he didn't know where the puck was. It ended up behind the net. It was a wraparound attempt, nobody home. They were banging away at it. Positive shift for Florida.
As that's McGovern facing off against the Florida Gators. Junga's going to come out with that one. Pass not quite intercepted as there's a big hit laid. A Florida Gator shakes up one of the FSU players as that puck is no one's yet, but Florida State's going to come in possession with that one. McGovern wraps it around the boards for Barno. A big hit laid on Barno as Chambray and Richards are there as the puck floats into open ice. Here's Vertes. Vertes takes a hit. There's a penalty as Rosenthal is just going to wrap that one around the boards. Vertes took a very hard illegal hit. He's shaken up as he's skating off the ice.
Yeah, good to see Verte getting up after that. That was an ugly looking hit. It was kind of a old school lowering the hip, kind of hip check there. Who was that? That was Cooper Barno for the Seminoles. See what this is going to be called. It's going to be a trip officially, but that was a dangerous little hit. If you're going down there for the knees, all kinds of things can happen, and no doubt that one didn't feel good for Vertes.
Yeah, Vertes, the way he got off the ice, he did it relatively quickly, so hopefully we'll be able to see him again, as that's just 2 minutes for tripping Schraberg going against Van Rye at the start of the Florida Gators power play. Schraberg got it, Renton now with some space to shoot. That one's deflected off the knee of Wesselhoff as that one goes right out of play.
Interesting to see what Florida does on this power play. Face-off win on that play, maybe giving us an idea. They might be a little more methodical here, trying to get some shots into the net, find some rebounds, because that's where they've been the most dangerous in this game, those rebound opportunities.
As that puck intended for Zamiello goes out of play. Zamiello with Renton, Schraberg, Hitchcock, and McQuaid set up to start with the power play unit. Here's Zamiello with some speed. Zamiello with a nice little move. Zamiello gets that puck taken away. McQuaid's there to catch it up, though. McQuaid's got it. McQuaid's waiting. McQuaid puts it off the skate of Collins. Collins up to his teammate Chambray. Chambray on the shorthanded chance has Van Rye. As that one goes in, the shorthanded goal from Jai Van Rye. Florida State goes up 3 against the Florida Gators.
Great goal there from FSU. They just forecheck up the ice after the puck. They get it out of their zone as you're supposed to do on the penalty kill, but they just follow the play. Don't let the puck get too far away from them. They just keep going. Nice play by Chambra over the blue line. Then Van Rye beats Olnick through the 5-hole. That's one he might want to get back from right out in front. But FSU extending their lead.
The Florida State Seminoles back in the place where they won the Battle at the Beach ACDC tournament. As the Florida Gators have it now, there's Frank and Seaman. Frank's got it now. Frank wraps it around the board. Seaman unable to control it, but on the other side is Junga. Junga beats Chambray. Junga wrapping around, waiting to set up something. Here's the Florida Gators. That's number 6, Frank. Frank plays it out to Leahy. Leahy looking for options down to Frank. Frank puts it around to his teammate. There's Seaman. Seaman with it now. Seaman with some space to operate as Florida State tries to clear the zone, but Leahy's got it. Leahy up to Frank. Frank, the puck's open. Nobody's going to get it, and out of the zone is McGovern. Just going to flick that one off the backboards as a quick icing call. So this puck's going right back into the Florida State zone.
Florida still with some power play time left to work with. FSU looking at the scoreboard. I think the scoreboard is wrong. Should be 4-1.
As McGovern comes out with it. McGovern to Junga. Junga passed it to his teammate, and the pass intended for his teammate, number 37 on the Gators. There's Bob Seaman as he takes a hit in the open ice. Everybody hitting each other hard. As McGovern takes a hit from number 37 on the Gators, Jaworski, as that puck is cleared as we return to equal strength at 5-on-5. Here's the Gators. Pass intended to Seaman, was unable to get control over it. The Florida Gators, there's Rosenthal with it now. Rosenthal takes a big hit as everyone's laying the lumber and joining in on the fun. Verte's back on the ice. Seaman's got it now, though. Seaman tries to put a move. Here's Seaman. Seaman puts it on the inside. The net's off, but the officials do not stop play as Bremer took a hit right to the head. The officials didn't see it. Lucaro's with it now. Lucaro back to his teammate as there's a bad pass. Vertes tries to go on the inside, unable to get the goal.
Wow, FSU getting away with one there. That was number 43. That was McGovern giving the puck away right in front of his own net to Vertes. Good to see him back out there, and he immediately got a great chance.
No lack of chances for the Gators or the Seminoles as the Seminoles escape the zone. Here comes Collins. Collins with a chance. Great defense from Weissman. Weissman takes a hit as that one's cleared. Vertes, Woods laying the lumber as Van Rye and Fusting are back to collect this one. Rosenthal in pursuit. Up the ice pass to Bernoulli as Tepper's got it now. Tepper to Morton. Morton with it now. Morton fending off Collins. Morton's got it. Everyone fighting. The Seminoles come away with it. There's Bernoulli with it now. Seminoles still got it. Oh, nasty move by Jai Van Rye. The shot deflected wide by Collins. As Collins has got it, Jai Van Rye behind. Jai Van Rye plays it up to Fusting. Fusting a shot from distance. Doesn't reach the goaltender, Olnick. Wood with another shot just goes in front of Olnick. Another shot from distance. The Seminoles putting shots. Zelmansky tries to blow up Collins. As that puck clears the zone for an icing. A very tired Florida Gators group.
That last shift was the Jai Van Rye show for FSU. A great move at the line, and then he put the spin cycle on below the goal line, showing off all of that talent. That was a joy to watch.
Jai Van Rye, definitely one of the best players on this Florida State team, without Alex Jensen as he is overseas playing hockey. As Wesselhoff wins the faceoff. Goes straight on Olnick as Olnick's just going to collect that one. The Gators haven't scored since the first period, as the Gators can finally get a change. Zelmansky, Zamiello, Hitchcock. As that's McQuaid going against McGovern. Wesselhoff with a shot from distance blocked by the Florida Gators. Zelmansky deflects the shot. Zamiello's got it now. Here's Zamiello. Zamiello's got room, a shot. Zamiello with the rebound. Doesn't complete it. Richards is going to come away with this puck as the Florida Gators with a little bit of forechecking. Leahy with the change. The Seminoles got it now. Leahy just going to put it up the ice. Richards was unable to corral that puck as Mistro was there in defense. Here come the Gators. That's McQuaid. McQuaid's got it now. McQuaid with some moves. McQuaid still got it. McQuaid with the shot. McQuaid unable to take advantage of that pass. As here comes Hitchcock, just going to play that one in. And Matthew Silliman's going to catch it and put it back out for Florida State to regroup. Here's Hitchcock back. Hitchcock to his teammate Renton. Renton finds Mistro. Mistro to Schreiberg. Schreiberg puts it to Seaman. Here's Seaman. Seaman to Leahy. Leahy's unable to corral that puck as Leahy's just going to steal it right back. Leahy puts it off to Schreiberg. Schreiberg takes the hit from Wesselhoff. Schreiberg's got it now. Florida State, Myhill's got it back. He's going to take a hit from Leahy as Junga's coming out with it. Junga to Seaman. The shot from distance deflected and blocked by the Seminoles. Renton, another shot deflected. Seaman's in front. Silliman, how did he make that save? Another shot by Renton. As coming out of the zone is the Florida State Seminoles as they get a change in. Pass up for Leahy. Leahy had no idea that one was coming in as that one goes for an icing.
Wow, under siege were the Florida State Seminoles. Just shot after shot after shot coming from the Gators. Some great chances. That's one of the best sequences they've had in this period. Still nothing to show for it, though, as the frustration is undoubtedly starting to settle in for the Florida Gators.
Yeah, Matthew Silliman, the goaltender, 1-2-1 on the season, 4.57 goals against. He's been solid. Junga back with it as the Gators take a big hit. Leahy in pursuit against Lucero. McGovern's got it at the point. McGovern with a shot easily gloved by the goaltender, Olnick.
Fluttering puck. Olnick grateful to just get another whistle so Florida can get a change.
I mean, Florida's down 3-1, and late in the second period, what can Florida do to get back into this game?
They kind of need to keep at it. They've had some chances in this period. They've had some good sequences. They just haven't been able to beat Silman yet in this period. So I think they need to stay on the forecheck, stay hard on the puck, keep setting up those chances. You saw McQuaid put on some moves. I think it's going to take some of that.
As the Florida State Seminoles with some offense, Aguiar puts that one just above Olnick's head. Jarowski is against Frank. Frank gets away with it as the Florida Gators clear the zone. Here comes Zhang. Zhang trying to find options, puts it to Frank. Frank takes a hit. That's a penalty drawn. Owen Frank draws the penalty for a late hit. And number 86, Andrew Bremer, the assistant captain, is incredulous.
Yeah, he does not like this call. Thought he had an equal chance at the puck. Thought he came in and got him legally, but he's going to go to the box. So another big opportunity here for the Florida Gators. They get a power play just under 2 minutes to go in this second period. This is their chance to get back in this game and go into the break only down by 2-1.
As here's a shot by Hitchcock. Hitchcock is fighting against one of the Florida State Seminoles. Hitchcock is unhappy as Silliman knocks the goal over off its standing. Silliman was just trying to hide from the big Hitchcock. And Ryan Chambray fighting it out in the goal. Kind of reminds you of the old Russian training videos where they put the kids inside the goal and they just duke it out.
I love those. I don't know what they're saying in them, but they entertain me.
As here's Schreiberg. Schreiberg finds Zamiello. Zamiello with a shot from distance. Wesselhoff fights off Schreiberg as he was trying to get the chance. Here's Collins on the shorthanded chance. Zamiello is just going to hit Collins. Collins got it, tried to play it right in front for Van Rye. As Hitchcock's just going to play it off to his teammate Renton. Renton now standing back. Renton to Zamiello. Zamiello with some moves. Here comes Zamiello. Zamiello just going to wrap around Zamiello looking for options. Zamiello has nobody, just going to take it himself. As someone will try to clear the zone, Renton stops that from happening. Zamiello to Renton. Renton back to Zamiello. Zamiello at the point, just going to send that one in. No one there to redirect. Back out to Zamiello at the point. Zamiello to Renton. Renton's got some space to work. Renton, his shot deflected as Zamiello's got it now. Zamiello still got a cross-ice pass to Renton. Here's Renton with a shot. Chance, Hitchcock. Hitchcock goes. That one's deflected away. And we're going to have another penalty. Going to the penalty box is number 51, Jake Wesselhoff. The Florida Gators on a 5-on-3.
Florida Gators getting a 5-on-3. They got about 30 seconds to go in this period. Big opportunity here for them as they've controlled the second half of this period. They've had a lot of offensive zone time. It's been a little scrambly in the FSU defensive zone. And so now this is a prime opportunity for the Gators as Wesselhoff goes to the penalty box again and is another FSU Seminole going to the box too.
Myhill joining the 3 Seminoles already in the penalty box. And this is going to be 29.7 seconds of all-you-can-eat Florida Gators hockey as head coach Steve Kay of the Florida Gators is setting up a play for the 30 seconds. 3 Seminoles are in the penalty box right now. 37 seconds left on the penalty for Andrew Bremer.
I believe that Number 17, Max Myhill, is in the box to serve a penalty. Unless he's got his own.
Maybe unsportsmanlike, they're not updating the live feed at all. So we're not able to see for sure as the Florida Gators get out to set up on the 5-on-3. Chambray, Lucero, and Bernoulli out for the Seminoles. Frank, Leahy, Jaworski, Seaman, and Junga all out for the Florida Gators. So Wesselhoff with 2 minutes for interference and a 10-minute misconduct. That's why Myhill's in there, because Myhill will join back on the ice when the Wesselhoff 2 minutes runs out. He's out for 10. As the Florida Gators get set on the 5-on-3, all-you-can-eat hockey. As the Florida Gators win the faceoff, they've still got possession. Here's Frank. Frank's just going to give it up as the Seminoles clear the zone. Olnick is back. Olnick gives it up to his teammate, number 79, Leahy. Leahy's with it now. Leahy with a lot of room. Leahy entering the zone. Leahy wraps it around, and that one's offside. The Florida State Seminoles getting loud as they're fending off the 5-on-3.
They're trying to make a lot of noise, put some extra pressure on this Florida 5-on-3, and I think it worked. They went offside right when they cleared that puck. It gave them some momentum. They're still making some noise to try and throw Florida off for these last few seconds.
Lucero just going to hold it to end off the 6 seconds in this period. And that's the end of the second period here in Coral Springs, Florida, the ACDC tournament, as two guys on each team are getting into it a little bit. The referee splits them apart. That's number 74, Lucero, and the captain himself, number 23, Tristan Junga, on the Florida ACDC Gators. Aaron, crazy period between these two teams. Florida's going to come back with 7 seconds of the all-you-can-eat 5-on-3. Then they got a little over a minute and 25 seconds of a power play. How is Florida going to be able to get back in this game? Because their chances are there.
First of all, I love that from FSU. A situation like that where you've taken 2 penalties, you're up a few goals, but you've taken some penalties. All the pressure is normally on the team with 3 players to kill this penalty. The amount of noise they were making, the amount of cheering for their teammates they were making on the bench, that put all the pressure on Florida. That's a great little way to shift the momentum and flip the pressure back onto the Gators, because they are down 2 goals. They should be the ones under the pressure, even though conventional thinking might think that the team down 2 players will be the ones with pressure. But if Florida wants to get back in this game, I think they need to keep at it. They had a pretty good period. They're a little hard done to not score at all during that second period. I think they need to keep at it. They've been doing a good job. They're losing some puck battles around the boards to FSU, and FSU's been able to clear the puck. They need to be more careful when the puck is in their own zone, because FSU is forechecking very hard. But if they can break that FSU press and get around them, maybe try some long plays over the top, I think they'll be in good shape in the third period. And
that's just a salute to the goaltending. Matthew Silliman's been electric in goal for the Seminoles. It's 3-1 here in Coral Springs. Sit tight. We got one more period left to go here on CHS YouTube. And we're back live in Coral Springs, Florida for the third and maybe final period between the Florida State Seminoles and the #1 overall team, the Florida Gators in ACDC play. I'm Wes Moore alongside my partner, color commentator, Aaron Blank. And Aaron, look, Florida State, I notice, came out full of high spirits. They're having fun playing hockey right now. In Florida, they're all business.
Yeah, Florida's on a 5-on-3 power play right here for 7 more seconds, but they're all business. FSU, they came out, they're in high spirits because they know that the pressure is not on them. It's on Florida. FSU has the lead. They just have to play smart. They have to play safe, play for each other, and they'll be able to get through this period. If you're Florida, though, you got to keep pushing. You've had some opportunities. The goals are going to be there for you. You just have to go and take them.
Yeah, and I mean, Florida needs to win this faceoff. They don't. Bernoulli's just going to clear the zone, and out of the penalty box is going to be a Florida State Seminole. That's Bremer. As Florida State skating around, Bernoulli's got it to waste some more clock. Bernoulli's just going to clear the zone. Olnick's back with the puck. Florida needs to show a little bit more urgency here. They're down 2. As here comes Renton off to Schraberg. Schraberg unable to corral it as Schraberg just destroys Collins, bringing him down to the ground. Here comes for the Florida Gators, Zamiello, Renton to McQuaid. Here's McQuaid with some space to work. McQuaid hit aside as that puck's just going to go out of play. Hitchcock didn't know that was coming to him. Hitchcock with the puck now. Hitchcock wrapping around the goal with relentless Florida State pressure as Hitchcock's got that one as the Gators reset. Here comes Zamiello. Zamiello with some moves. Zamiello beats Van Rye. Here comes Zamiello. He's got Schraberg on the other side, taking it himself. Schraberg saved! Saved by Matthew Silliman. How did we get that? And here we go.
That was the best chance of the game for Florida, and that includes their goal. The puck was just sitting next to the pad of Silliman. He didn't know where it was. The Gators were just trying to get any kind of contact on it. FSU diving in as well. It was like a fumble in an NFL game. Everybody's just trying to get to it first. And FSU lives to fight another day. What a chance missed for Florida. As you can see, some dejection on the way back to the bench for those players who are out there with the opportunity to put that away.
How did Silliman get away with that one? Here's Zhang. Zhang across ice pass to Weissman. Weissman plays it in front as that penalty just expires without a Florida goal. Norton's got it now. Norton fighting against 2 FSU players as coming out with it, and in the neutral zone is Weissman. Weissman's got it now. Weissman playing it up as McGovern's just going to take that one and steal it away. Here's Van Rye. Van Rye gives it to his teammate McGovern, goes past McGovern and Aguiar, but Aguiar is unable to chase it down as Weissman tries to clear the zone. McGovern's got it now. McGovern takes 2 hits from Norton and the captain, Junga. As here comes Jaworski, the shot caught and put back in play by Silliman. Silliman starting to feel himself now. Here's Aguilar up to Bremer. Bremer just going to put it back into the Florida zone. Olnick's there to have it now. Back around, the Gators have it. The Gators there with it now. The captain, Junga. Junga's got it now. Junga skating around. Here we go. He's got some moves. Just going to put it on net. And Silliman's going to calmly cover that one.
Bit of a bummer ending to the power play for Florida. They don't cash in. That's a bit of a tough one for the Gators, but they still got time. They still have 17 and a half minutes in this period. Time is not an issue, and Florida shouldn't make it an issue yet. They've got all the time in the world. They just need to play their game, get their chances, because you just see it. They can generate chances like the one they almost scored on earlier. They just need to finish.
As a deep shot from Junga, Silliman just deflects that one away. Renton tries to jump up and grab that one. He's not. Here comes Lakis with some speed against Renton. Renton's going to get it first, though. Renton against Lakis, both trying to kick at the puck. to jar it free. Lakis is going to win that battle, though, as he takes a hit, though, by the assistant captain, Junga, coming away with it. That's number 33 on the Gators, Schreiberg. Schreiberg puts it up, and it's wrapped around the boards. Still with the puck, though, are the Gators. Siemens with it now. Seaman gives it to his teammate, Leary. Leary, a deep shot deflected. The shot from Mistro doesn't go in. Hitchcock tries to give it to his teammates. There's a shot deflected wide. Hitchcock was unable to put it in. Hitchcock with it now, as that puck goes into the shirt of Bernoulli, and we get a stoppage of play.
Unlucky little play there for Florida State. The stick broke right off of defending a point-to-point pass. That allowed Florida to walk in a little bit, keep possession of the puck, and get a good shot on net.
Florida with no lack of chances, hoping to find shots on the Florida State netminder as Rollins beats Maestro. Hitchcock gonna poke check that one away. Collins with it now, fighting with Hitchcock against the boards. Coming out with it is Jai Van Rye. Jai Van Rye, he's shifty with the puck. Jai Van Rye can't get by Hitchcock. As Rosenthal, here's Jai Van Rye, a shot deflected wide by Olnick. Rosenthal takes the reverse hit. Another shot Bernoulli, as that one's deflected right out of play. The FSU netminder, Matthew Silliman, has faced 24 shots, and only one of them has gone through on the other side. The University of Florida netminder, Olnick, Brock Olnick, he's faced 22 shots, and 3 of them have gone in. So very similar shot totals from both sides, as McQuaid and Van Rye are in the face-off circle. Florida State comes out of it, and there's a shot that just goes wide of the net. Coming out with it is the Florida Gators. Morton puts it up to McQuaid, and that one's just barely offside. The Florida Gators and the Florida State Seminoles live here in Coral Springs, Florida, the semifinal round of the ACDC Conference of College Hockey South. Lucero and Myhill with it. That one's deflected away by Florida. McQuaid's in front. There's Zamiello meeting. There's a big hit. Morton fighting with Krattenstein. Krattenstein's coming away with it. Russell's got a chance. Russell, the shot just goes wide. Here's Zamiello, feeds it to his teammate McQuaid. McQuaid loses a handle on it, but incoming is number 92, Weissman. Weissman's got it now. Weissman wheeling and dealing, gives it to Junga. Junga, a shot from very far distance. Silliman saw it the whole way, and he's going to corral that puck.
Looked like Silliman had the opportunity to play that puck, but I don't hate to holding on to it. You're up 3, or you're up 2. No chance to take any, risks. No reason to do that. So just get the whistles, restart the play, and then, get organized.
As the Florida Gators come out away with that face-off win, there's Zhang in the low corner. Lost stick as that puck is just flipped far out of play. Florida State not allowed to make the change. The Gators not going to make any either. Jaworski goes against Van Rye for the face-off. Official gets a new puck. Nice and cold, straight from the ice bucket. As Florida State comes out with that one. Here's Zhang. Zhang falls to the ice as a shot deflected, and that one's just going to be collected. And Barno doesn't really like the Florida Frank coming in there and trying to get that puck out.
Yeah, a little bit of a weird play there. Puck was turned over in the corner. Got sent right back out in front. Barno doing a good job protecting his goalie.
So we got Jaworski facing off again. Jaworski's not going to win it again, as Florida State clears the zone, but there's Renton in the neutral ice as he brings it back into the University of Florida zone. Here's Frank, loses control of that puck. McGovern there to pick it up. McGovern Pressured by Zhang, able to get the pass off, but Renton's there to collect it. Renton being fought off. Jaworski's with it now. Jaworski's got it. Jaworski, Bremer wanted a hold, but the referees did not see it. As here comes Florida State into the neutral zone. Puts it in the UF zone. Renton's there with Bremer. Renton takes a big hit from Bremer into the boards, but he's going to come out with it. Siemens with it now. He's unable to get control of that one. Seaman and Leahy. Bremer. Junga. Junga's with it now. Junga finds Leahy. Leahy beats Fusting. No, he doesn't, but Seaman was almost there to get control of that one. As Schreiberg steps in there and deflects the pass intended for Chambray. As here, Florida resets. Up central ice is Leahy. Leahy beats Richards. Leahy just trying to find an opening and find Schreiberg. And there's a deep shot. Leahy had a chance but was unable to see the puck. That one's flipped up high. Florida's got to reset. Mistro just going to wrap it around the boards. Fusting there. Seaman goes up to meet him. As Florida State brings it into the zone. Here's Lakis. Lakis fakes a shot but puts it right in front. Here's Florida State with the puck. A big hit laid, no penalty. That was beautifully timed by Hitchcock. As Richards is going to feel that one in the morning. There's a shot from distance. Bit of a rebound, and Silliman's just going to reach out and collect that one himself.
FSU fans wanted a penalty on that play, but that's just a well-timed check. Player got there right as the puck did. Was a little bit from behind. You know, ideally you don't want to hit that way, but referees decided it wasn't enough for a penalty, not at this point in this game in the playoffs.
Richard on the receiving end of that hit by Hitchcock. As Jai Van Rye is with it now. Jai Van Rye with a burst of speed. He gives it to Bernoulli. Bernoulli whiffs on it, but Collins is there. Weissman, he's got options. He's going to pass it across. And unfortunately unable to control it is Florida, but Florida's got a 3-on-1. They're going to call him offsides. Oh my goodness, Florida almost had a 3-on-1 opportunity. Florida State gets out of that one.
Just a little bit of a malfunction at the junction for Florida as they were trying to enter the zone. Too many guys were all in one spot, and offside's the right call there.
As Florida State survived a 3-on-1 chance by the Gators, Florida State's going to win the faceoff, and more clock is running down. Florida State's with it now. Florida State finds Bernoulli. Bernoulli blows a tire, though, as that one to Collins stays onside. Collins with it now. The Florida Gators trying desperately to play catch-up here as the game winds down. Lucero and Van Rye collects the puck before it goes offsides, as that puck goes and skirts back into the Florida State zone. Florida State's got it now. Florida State looking to set up McQuaid in pursuit. Here's Collins. Collins, all he's got to face is Renton. He's just going to pull back. He's got Van Ryan. Russenberg now entering the zone. Here's Lucero. Lucero with a shot deflected wide. Florida State, all momentum going their way as Florida's starting to get a little bit frustrated. Jusa's there, the puck in limbo. As Renton comes out with that one. Richards on the top forward as he's going to take a big hit. Sorry, that was Barno with taking the big hit. As Renton passes off to Zelmansky. Zelmansky's with it now. Zelmansky takes the hit but gets it off to Rentes. Here's McQuaid in pursuit of the Florida State. Cooper Barno. Russell's got it now. Russell. 3-on-3 chance, takes the shot. That one's deflected wide, took a dangerous bounce. Renton's got it now. Renton, Zelmansky's got it. Zelmansky looking for options. He's just going to play it up, but that one's way in front. No offside, no icing. McQuaid just going to hit Wood for the love of the game as there's a big hit laid by Nicholas Mistro. Creighton Stein with it now Hitchcock unable to control it. Bremer. Richards takes the big hit. Incoming into the zone is Zelmansky. Zelmansky gets his pass deflected and out of play. Richards with it now. Richards across ice feed. Florida State halfway through the third period. That's an icing call.
Great last couple minutes here from Florida State. They kept Florida in their own zone, was killing time by playing offense. That's exactly what you want to be doing if you're Florida State, because Florida can't score if they're in their own zone. Florida was trying everything to get out of their zone. Chip outs, clearing it off the glass, trying to body check. Nothing was working. They finally have an offensive zone faceoff here.
That's Schreiberg as Florida wins the faceoff. Here's Jarowski with a shot deflected. Another quick shot whiffed. With all the time in the world, Jarowski. Florida chances keep coming, but unable to finish. Morton with a shot. Here's Zhang. Zhang to Jarowski. A shot just goes high and outside. Florida State with it now. Remmer with it. Gives it up to Morton. Morton in their own zone. Jarowski's got it now. Jaworski wheeling, dealing. That one's deflected just high. Great defense by the Seminoles.
That's a big missed chance for Jaworski. He had the puck in the right in the slot with all the time in the world to tee that up, and he just shot it high and wide. You gotta get that on net. Force the goalie into a save. Silman's been good, but you may as well test him anyway, because there he doesn't have to do anything.
As Schreiberg's back in the face-off, Florida's gonna come out of it. There's Leahy with it now. Leahy gives it up to Schreiberg. Schreiberg tries to get it back to Leahy. Leahy still got it. Leahy with a shot. Not quite out of play. Schreiberg. Lakis got it now as Lakis is going to clear the zone into the University of Florida zone for an icing call. We're going back.
Mask save there from Silman. Whatever you need to do at this point to get this game over the line. A little bit of an awkward shot because it's right coming at you. You can't really get out of the way, so you just deflect it up with your mask. Florida putting more and more pressure on.
Florida back in the FSU zone. They're going to win it. Seaman with it now. Seaman fighting against the two FSU defenders. As here's an off chance for Lakis. Lakis got Chambray on the other side. Chambray sets up a shot from McGovern. Unable to finish as the Florida defense stands strong. There's a shot by Katz. Katz unable to finish. Here we go. Florida with a chance. There's Bob Seaman. Bob Seaman wheeling and dealing as he's just going to take the hit. Back behind the zone is Katz. Katz with it now. Katz just going to clear the zone as not FAU, UF regroups.
Wow, that just kind of fell apart for FSU. They had a promising looking attack, had some space, and then they just kind of got too close. Kind of couldn't decide what finishing move they wanted to do. Too many passes, a puck bobbled, and all of a sudden the chance goes away.
As in the face-off, that's McQuaid. McQuaid fighting against Florida's got it. Zelmansky with a shot that just goes wide, deflects. Zelmansky in front, nobody there for him. As Florida State carries it, here's Bernoulli. Bernoulli, Hitchcock with some poke checks. Bernoulli in front, Chambray unable to finish. Here's Florida just clearing the zone and no icing called as Wesselhoff's there. As Hitchcock's got it. Hitchcock puts it in front. Florida State still got it. Van Rye with it now. Van Rye, his pass deflected out of the air by McQuaid. Zamiello fighting with Bernoulli. And here we go, Florida State again. Here comes Van Rye. Van Rye with some moves. As that's great defense from Florida. As Collins got it back now. Tries to go the other way around. Here comes Collins. Collins with a shot. That one's a great save. Van Rye takes a shove from McQuaid. Weissman on the ground deflecting. Olnick comes out of that one without giving up the goal.
I don't know if you caught that, but Luke Collins almost attempted the Michigan there. Tried to get the puck up onto his blade. That would have brought the house down if he had managed to score a Michigan goal like that, which would have really been a dagger.
So back to the face-off, Myhill against Jarowski. Jarowski's going to come out the winner of this one. Florida, Frank. Here's Jarowski. Jarowski's got Zhang on the other side. Jarowski tightly defended. Jarowski plays it back. Myhill's going to steal it, but Frank's got it back. Frank puts it, wraps it around the boards. Here we go, Florida. Here's Jarowski. Jaworski. Florida State steals that one, though. Here we go, Frank. Frank's got it. Frank steals it away. Florida caught offsides. They're going to need to regroup. Florida State's got it now. Myhill with it, putting it up for his teammate, unable to corral it, though, as Jaworski plays it up into the FSU zone. Barnow's back. Zhang tries to make a play. Schraberg, the puck's free. Schraberg, a little bit of miscommunication there between the two Florida Gators as that puck is free and into the University of Florida zone. Back there is Zhanga with it now. Zhanga's got it back. Zhanga, the Florida Gators just looking to regroup as bringing it into the zone. Here's Bob Seaman. Bob Seaman, a little bit of a spin move there as he puts that one just in front of Zhanga. Zhanga entering the zone again. Here comes Zhanga. Zhanga can't beat the defender as FSU clears the zone. Renton is back. Renton looking to set up the offense, gives it up to his teammate. As Zhanga didn't know that puck was coming, but he still got it though. Bob Seaman with a little bit of a move to get past the two FSU defenders. Here comes Seaman. Seaman a shot. That one rebound right in front. Mistro with the chance. Mistro just puts that one wide. Here we go. Here's Leahy. Leahy with a shot deflected by Aguilar. Florida's got it back. There's Mistro. Here's Leahy with it now. Leahy was looking for Schraberg. Schraberg was unable to get it though, as that one's covered by Matthew Silliman.
Bit of a wasted opportunity there for Florida. They had a chance to put a better shot on net, and they didn't really take it. Shot goes way wide. Another offensive zone. Time starting to become a problem now for Florida. 5 minutes to go in the game, still down 2. You can't get the second until you get the first, so they need to score soon.
As Zelmansky's going to come out with that one. Zelmansky tries to get it to his teammate, unable to find it. Here's Zamiello in front. That one's blocked. Great positioning by the Florida State defense. That pass intended was deflected. Chambray is going to have a chance. That one goes by Olnick, the dagger from Ryan Chambray.
A back-breaking goal. If you're Florida, Ryan Chambray scores a 4th for the Seminoles. Now they're up 3 late in the 3rd period, and that is a massive goal for this FSU team. They can practically taste the championship game unless Florida can really turn this around. FSU is sitting very pretty.
The upstart Seminoles facing the king of the hill, Florida Gators. Number 6 against number 1, an upset looking very likely, as that one is now in the FSU zone. You can hear the Florida Gator players yelling, dig deep, give everything you have left, but 3 goals in 4 minutes. Nothing short of a miracle is necessary. Collins with it now, mishandles it, almost had a chance. Hit by Zhanga. Zhanga plays Frank Richards. Here's a chance. Puts that one wide. Jaworski's with it now. Here we go, a one-on-one chance for the Gators. That's Zhang. Zhang's got it now. Zhang sets up, and that shot's going to be blocked. Keeping it in the zone, though, is Leahy. Leahy tries to split the defenders, can't, but FSU's got it right back. So Bob Seaman unable to jump up and grab that one. Zhanga's got it now. Zhanga plays it up to Seaman. Seaman gives it to Renton. Renton plays it right across the ice to Zhanga. Zhanga bringing it into the neutral zone and the FSU zone. Plays it back for his teammate. Here's not a shot quite yet. Wraps it around in front. Zhanga just puts it wide. Leahy with it now. We're going to have a whistle and a penalty.
Looks like it's a cross check against Florida.
As
it's going to be Zhanga.
is going to the penalty box for a cross check. Florida does not like that call, as Florida is going to have to fend off a 2-minute power play. As Collins goes against the Gators in the faceoff, he's switched up by Bernoulli. You can probably hear the Florida fans very upset at the referees, but it's up to the players to decide a victory. As here we go, Collins. Collins against Hitchcock. Hitchcock deflects it. Zelmansky, Bernoulli's got it now. Bernoulli to the point is Chambray. Chambray across pass to his teammate. A quick shot for Van Rye, deflected wide. Hitchcock's got it now. Back to the point is Chambray. Chambray to Van Rye. Van Rye trying to set up something. Cross ice pass to Rollins. Collins. Collins got it now. Tries to play it to Chambray, and Chambray was not there to corral that puck. 1:30 left on the Florida State power play. Chambray to Van Rye. Back wrapping around the boards to Bernoulli. Bernoulli is going to pass it to Collins as he enters the neutral zone. Collins goes back a little bit, takes the hit from Ventes, as Collins is just wasting time here. Precious sweet time as they're going, as there's a stolen pass. The shorthanded chance from Tepper, he puts it wide. Bremer fighting with Morton. Morton puts it and gives it right to the Florida State Seminoles. There's McGovern wrapping back around into his own zone. Time is counting down as Bremer puts a spin move on Weissman. Weissman just fighting with Bremer, trying to get that puck. As the Seminoles still got it. There's number 15, Barno. As that's another shot on the goaltender for Florida, Olnick. Flicked up the ice for Zelmansky. Zelmansky was unable to get it. As the Gators fend off the power play, but they only got 1:30 left to try to match the score. Here's Zelmansky. Zelmansky just going to fire the shot, and Matthew Silliman is going to come away with that one.
Said that a lot tonight. Silliman making a save. He's been good in this game. Florida's thrown a lot at him, but Florida's also missed the net quite a bit in this game, and we got another penalty coming up.
As they're going to get Zelmansky for creating the contact with Russell. All the Florida State players loving it. It's never the words that are caught, it's the actions.
Yeah, Florida State has really gotten under Florida's skin in this game. You can tell that Florida's been frustrated. A lot of what they've tried offensively hasn't worked. They've missed the net a lot. FSU keeps goading them into penalties. It's all part of that strategy for FSU. They came out hitting hard. Each team was trying to get under each other's skin, and FSU has definitely been the more successful of that in this game.
You can hear the Florida State chirps as they know victory is near. Katz, Rutzel, Russenberger are among those out for the Florida State Seminoles. Another power play. Here's Katz at the point. Puts it down to his teammate with a quick shot. Was number 74, Lucero, one of the starters. Here's Katz as he just barely offsides. As whistles stop the clock but are delaying the inevitable.
FSU just trying to shepherd this over the line. Only 1:09 to go in this game until they can punch their ticket to the ACDC championship game tomorrow.
As Creighton Stein puts it back into the Florida zone. Morton's there. Renton, Russell. Russell's got it. Russelberger there too to help Russenberger. Here's Renton. Renton looking for options. There's only a minute left as that's number 33 for Florida, Josh Schreiber, just trying everything he can. Here comes Morton. Morton's going in, enters the FSU zone on the shorthanded chance. Katz is going to hit him hard. Norton plays it on net as number 97, Blake Creightonstein, is going to come up with that one, but Schreiber gets it right back. 24 seconds left on the clock. Renton plays it up. Rustenberg unable to collect that one. There's Katz with it now. The Florida State Seminoles starting to sense victory. Lucaro's back holding it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, nothing, and that is all she wrote. The Florida State Seminoles upset the #1 overall team, Florida Gators, with a score of 4-1.
Yeah, great game for the Seminoles. They played really hard in this game, capitalized on the opportunities they had, kept Florida to the outside. Florida shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, lots of missed nets, but they created plenty enough chances to win this game. And when it all came down to it, with the last line of defense for FSU, Silliman was great in this game too. And so FSU will go on to play the winner of Florida Tech and Jacksonville, which is happening right now over on the College Hockey South YouTube, just like this game. So if you're an FSU fan and you want to go see who your potential opponent is tomorrow, swing over to that game.
Matthew Silliman saved 32 of 33 shots as we're going to the handshake line. The greatest tradition in sports after a hard-fought match between two bitter rivals. I'm Wes Moore alongside Aaron Blank. Aaron, any final thoughts?
Yeah, FSU deserving of this win. They played very well today, and their eyes are on the championship now. Good season for Florida. We'll see them tomorrow in the ACDC third place game, but it's all about FSU now. They're off to the championship.
And that's about it from us. From our producer, Whit, Maxwell, Chris on the camera. I'm Wes Moore alongside color commentator Aaron Blank. And that about wraps it up from us here in Coral Springs. Final score, 4-1. Florida State moves on.